It's clear and ever more present today, what with the rising prices of goods and services and fuel, obviously, that consumers do have the buying power but are cautious. Mini subcompact cars are on the rise, but consumers tend to hold them at bay, like I do with my cell phone when I'm trying to read a message, simply because, well, they lack style. The 2019 Brio RS wants to dropkick that notion into yesterday. What? Now, we've done a comparison review before on more affordable subcompacts, and if you click here after the review, you can check it out for yourself. But this Brio is a hatch. Not exactly a hot hatch, but damn, it's a looker. Now, the multi-reflector headlamps, the main bumper, the fog lamps, even the cuts around the fog lamps tend to somewhat point towards the center to the very proud blacked-out grille. Oh, and for good measure, the RS badge, a bit to the side, just to let you know. To really appreciate this, though, you gotta go low. This is the RS blacktop version, an aspect that I really don't know what side of the fence I'm sitting on. See, while it does look good, the color that attracts the most heat is actually on the panel that's supposed to shield you from it. So really, I don't know. Down on the side, you've got folding side mirrors with repeaters and two lines on the body that come up ever so sharply that accent the hatch very nicely. 15-inch wheels on 137 millimeters of ground clearance. The 2019 rear looks so much better, it makes the first generation look fugly. Like the Queen Bee from Ender's Game was gonna come out of it. This time around, a proper hatch on a much better looking backside. Oh, and rear diffusers, just because it can. 258 liters of space, which maxes out at 710 liters when you fold the rear seats. A trick it probably learned from its brother the Jazz. There are zero toys back here, zilts, just bottle holders on either doors and a cup holder in the center. Now, as you'd come to expect for the seats, especially here in the rear, they are slightly elevated by the knees and a little bit sunken at the back to maximize your headroom and legroom. Now, it is listed as 5 seats, but let's be honest, it's better for 4. And power to weight ratio, an educated estimate, I'd say max it out at 3 passengers. It's got a very neat interior. You've got your simple trip computer flanked by the gauges, you've got your audio controls on the steering wheel, standard air, and your touchscreen infotainment system. Now, it does not have a reverse camera or backup sensors, but that's okay at this price point. Plus, it does have something that most 1 million peso cars actually don't, which is speed sensing door locks. Come on, you other guys out there. It does have a lot of durable plastics all around the cabin. In fact, the entire door panel is actually plastic. The only thing that's fabric in here are the seats, which are very comfortable, by the way. But think of it this way, though. Think about how easy it is to clean this guy. The RS Blacktop also has dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, EBD, brake assist, and in case you're wondering, yes, it does fit a sleeping Vincent. Now, it may not seem like much, but the body color accents found all over the dash and the tiny RS found in the center is just enough continuation from the exterior styling just to remind you that you are driving a very good-looking car. A very good-looking car. Up front, you've got a 1.2-liter engine mated to a CVT that produces 89 horses and 110 Nm of torque. Not much you'd think, and you'd be right. But then again, after all, this is a mini subcompact, so that's just about right. I mean, its measurements are only 12.5 feet long and 5.5 feet wide. It helps with fuel consumption, though, because in the city, in hellish traffic like what we're in right now, wishing I'd rather be a contestant on Fear Factor, it actually gets 9 kilometers to the liter. On the highway, stretch its legs even better at 18 kilometers per liter. So, really not bad. What helps too is that this thing weighs less than 950 kilos. And if you think about it, the mountain that rides eats more than that in a day. Can you imagine what comes out, though? Ugh. And speaking of mountains, the iconic Filipino Tito question. Yes, but will it make it up to Baguio? The answer to that is right here in Earl's article, on a drive with HCPI, and really, you'll be surprised. With your mind on the exterior, tickled by the actions that you can find on the dash and the RS badge in your cluster, you may want to get aggressive inside the car, and I don't blame you because I do too. However, that's great when you're alone. Not really advised, or don't expect much when you're 2 or more passengers. What you also don't expect inside the car is that the NVH is kept to a very good minimum. It rides and drives better or higher than its price point, which is to say it's calm, smooth, and quiet, even at maximum speeds within the city limits. it really is a very well-built car. The 2019 Honda Brio RS CVT Blacktop was listed at 732,000 Philippine pesos, with the model line starting at 585,000 Philippine pesos. Now, I do say was simply because at time of filming, we were told that the prices would increase. By how much? The best way to find out is to click here to bring you to the car guide of the Honda Brio to see which one particular fits you best. They sold 150 of these units within the first week of its launch, and truly, nothing about that surprises me.